In the grand cosmic hierarchy of Marvel, very few names echo with the weight and reverence of the Living Tribunal. As the multiverse's ultimate judge, jury, and executioner, his presence alone commands balance, order, and justice across all of reality. Yet in recent years, one child has emerged who threatens to disrupt this ancient equilibrium, not with chaos, but with creation. That child is Franklin Richards. Franklin isn't just another powerful mutant. He's a force of nature in human form, a being capable of creating universes as effortlessly as a child draws pictures. While most characters work within reality, Franklin bends it, and as he matures, his power only expands, placing him in direct philosophical and cosmic contrast to the Tribunal. This isn't just a battle between two powerful entities. This is a confrontation between purpose and potential, order and imagination, cosmic law and limitless creation. Can Franklin Richards actually defeat a being as absolute as the Living Tribunal? To answer that, we must dive deep into what makes these two beings stand apart, and how their powers overlap, clash, or transcend one another. Franklin Richards. Born to create universes, Franklin Richards is perhaps Marvel's most unique paradox, a child with the power to reshape everything, yet tethered to human emotions and vulnerabilities. Born to Reed Richards and Sue Storm of the Fantastic Four, Franklin's mutant powers manifested early and massively. Unlike other mutants, Franklin didn't just develop powers, he manifested cosmic-level reality warping abilities from a young age. While still a child, he created his own pocket universe, a living, breathing cosmos housed within a blue sphere. This wasn't a one-off accident. He repeated this feat multiple times, even creating entire alternate timelines to save his family. Later, in the aftermath of the Secret Wars' 2015 multiversal collapse, Franklin worked alongside his father and the Molecule Man to rebuild the entire multiverse. That's not just controlling reality, that's becoming a cosmic architect. Few beings have ever created realities. Franklin Richards has done it with imagination alone. In the Future Foundation and other future timeline stories, we see Franklin fully grown and fully unleashed. In these versions, he walks among the Celestials as an equal. He has Galactus as his herald, not the other way around. His status isn't just cosmic, it's nearly divine. Yet despite this power, Franklin retains human empathy. His powers are tied to his emotions, often limited by fear, love, and doubt. This is both his greatest strength and his potential Achilles heel. But make no mistake, Franklin Richards is more than just a powerful mutant. He's the embodiment of creative force in the Marvel Universe. Where others destroy, he builds. Where others judge, he imagines. And that makes him one of the few who could even theoretically stand up to the Living Tribunal. The Living Tribunal, the cosmic judge of all existence. Now enter the Living Tribunal. Not a god, not a villain, not a hero, but a law. The Living Tribunal is the embodiment of cosmic balance across the entire Marvel multiverse. His three faces, equity, vengeance, and necessity, each represent different aspects of cosmic judgment. Together, they maintain the equilibrium of realities, overseeing all cosmic entities except one, the one above all. The Living Tribunal doesn't interfere casually. His presence is reserved for matters of multiversal significance. He has judged the Infinity Gauntlet as a threat. He has stopped cosmic-level conflicts between abstract beings. He alone has the authority to determine whether an entire universe should live or die. His power, near absolute. He can nullify infinity-level threats, erase timelines, and shut down multiversal anomalies. He has fought and defeated beings like Master Order and Lord Chaos. He is above Galactus, eternity, infinity, and death. In the Marvel cosmic hierarchy, only the one above all surpasses him. One of the most striking elements of the Tribunal is that he doesn't represent a specific alignment. He isn't good or evil. He simply enforces balance. If one side of the cosmic scale tips too far, he steps in, not to destroy, but to reset. And perhaps most importantly, the Tribunal is not bound to a single universe. He oversees all universes. His vision is total, his justice final. To challenge him is to challenge the rules of existence itself. So what happens when a child with the power to create realities comes face to face with the judge of those realities? Clash of power, creation versus judgment. To assess whether Franklin Richards can defeat the Living Tribunal, we must compare their core powers and philosophies. Franklin creates. The Tribunal judges. Franklin alters reality from within. The Tribunal exists above reality. Franklin builds multiverses. The Tribunal oversees multiverses. Franklin's power stems from his internal force, imagination, emotion, and potential. The Tribunal's power comes from cosmic balance, a role appointed and enforced across all dimensions. One is chaos becoming order. The other is order preventing chaos. In raw feats, Franklin's are astounding. Rebuilding the multiverse, creating sentient realities, commanding Galactus. These are god-tier accomplishments that place him among the most powerful beings ever. But the Tribunal operates on another tier. He can nullify multiversal weapons, intervene across timelines, and enforce balance even upon entities like eternity and death. His existence spans all realities simultaneously, giving him a form of omnipresence Franklin has not yet demonstrated. In many ways, their powers don't overlap. They counter each other. If Franklin creates a universe, the Tribunal can judge its right to exist. If Franklin shifts balance, the Tribunal restores it. If Franklin tips the scales of cosmic order, the Tribunal acts to restore equilibrium. Even if that means eliminating Franklin himself. But here's the twist. Franklin represents evolution. He isn't chaos, he's growth. A new chapter in cosmic development. The Tribunal doesn't destroy for ego, only when balance demands it. If Franklin's actions lead to greater harmony, the Tribunal might allow him to continue. But if Franklin's power spirals out of control, the Tribunal could step in with finality. It's not a simple case of power versus power. It's function versus emergence, law versus change, and in that gray space lies the answer. Has Franklin ever fought or matched the Tribunal? Surprisingly, there is no direct canonical battle between Franklin Richards and the Living Tribunal in mainstream Marvel continuity, but there are indirect implications of their standings. In future Foundation and Fantastic Four, The End, Franklin is portrayed as standing toe-to-toe with cosmic abstracts like Galactus and the Celestials. That places him on a very high cosmic level, though still arguably a step below the Tribunal. The Living Tribunal, on the other hand, has judged the Infinity Gems, stood above the Celestials, and even evaluated entire realities. In Infinity Gauntlet, even Thanos with all 6 stones dared not challenge the Tribunal. However, the Molecule Man, who worked alongside Franklin in rebuilding the multiverse, was once implied to possess enough power to threaten the multiverse, and possibly the Tribunal himself. If Franklin could match or exceed the Molecule Man's capabilities, then yes, there is some argument that he could potentially threaten the Tribunal's authority. But there's an important distinction. Potential doesn't equal dominance. Franklin has the capacity to reach near omnipotent levels, but he hasn't yet displayed the narrative weight or hierarchy status to overrule the Living Tribunal directly. Unless Marvel decides to rewrite the rules, the Tribunal remains structurally above Franklin for now. Final verdict: can Franklin Richards defeat the Living Tribunal? So let's settle it. Can Franklin Richards defeat the Living Tribunal? Answer: no. Not yet. While Franklin Richards is undoubtedly one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel multiverse, capable of creating life, universes, and timelines, he still exists within the multiverse. The Living Tribunal exists above it. Franklin creates reality, but the Tribunal judges all realities. Franklin wields power. The Tribunal is law. If Franklin ever lost control, caused imbalance, or endangered cosmic structure, the Living Tribunal would have the authority and the ability to erase him without prejudice. However, if Franklin continues to evolve, if his potential grows beyond what we've seen, if he ascends beyond the constraints of emotional limitation, then yes, one day he could rival the Tribunal. But as of now, in Marvel canon, the Living Tribunal remains superior. Franklin is the future. The Tribunal is the law, and for now, the law still wins. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.